Meow, meow, meow. I'm tired, but I have to continue from yesterday. I'm sleepy. I made too many mistakes. More mistakes. Yeah! We did it. Oh, we didn't do it. We got second place. Okay, we did a little bit. I don't know why. I feel so weak. I feel so weak. I like my arms and my hands are jello. I want to try again. I keep trying. No. It's okay, kitty. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's okay, Dad. I'll be right back. I need 1 second. Sorry about that. I'm getting weaker by the day. My accuracy is so bad. It's okay. Some days you win, some days you lose. So this is exactly where I left off yesterday. I'm actually going to delete this and start over. It's gone. I'm going to start over because I was really confused, and I'm going to take a look at this again from the start. For the next exercise, the following methods are useful. String replace. The Boolean method string is alpha. The Boolean method string is digit. String upper, which returns a version of string converted to uppercase. So you already know that we're going to use these for sure, because it just told us that. Exact postage. Define a function postal validate s, which first checks if s represents a postal code which is valid. First, delete all spaces. The remainder must be the form L Octothorpe, L Octothorpe, L Octothorpe. Well, L are letters in either lower or uppercase, and Octothorpe are numbers. If S is not a valid postal code, return the Boolean false. If S is valid, return a version of the same postal code in the nice format where each L is capital. Okay. So, I'm gonna do what I usually don't do. I'm going to first write my solution in English before I try to figure out what that looks like in Python. So we need a function. Define a function. Postal validate that takes argument s. Then we want to delete the spaces. And how are we gonna do that? We're going to replace, use string replace to delete all spaces in string in s. Then we want to, actually, let me just double check something. Okay, so strings are immutable. So we want to probably make a variable for this. Um, 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 um. I don't know. We call it like. Okay, and then now that we have some new variable, we want to check that the remainder is in the form letter number, letter number, letter number, where all L are letters and then all the numbers, all the hashtags are numbers. So what we could do first is check if our new string length is 6. If yes, we want to know if the first, third, and fifth characters are letters, and the second, fourth, and sixth are digits. But we're gonna use indexes, so check if S0, actually, can I do more than one? 0, 2, 4. Okay. I can't. What if I do 0, 4? Oh, okay. This is where we could use slicing for this. What we want is starting at 0, ending at 6. I think. Oh, I've done something wrong. 1 second. Oh, that's because I have spaces. Okay, let me do this properly. Let's restart this. We do meow, and we have a string, and it's like run A, run B, 2, C3 for some reason. And then we're going to do clean. Meow is without the spaces. So meow, replace. We'll take this out. I'm doing it wrong. I'm supposed to do the coding later. I was supposed to do the coding later. Okay. Check if elements 0 to 4 are letters with string is alpha. If yes, then check if elements 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 3, 3, 5 are numbers. If yes, I wonder, wait, I don't know. Okay. Use string upper on the letters. Ha 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 ha. So I think we're gonna do it on the whole string. And then return pretty version of postal code. And then if not, we're going to, it says return the Boolean false. Meow, meow, meow. Okay. Now, more space. Postal validate s. Clean s is going to be s replace. Length of clean S is 6. Meow, 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 meow. Check if the elements are here or 2, 4 are letters. Um 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 meow 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 meow. I don't really like this. I don't like the way this is going because I think it's too much nesting. But I don't know how else to do it off the top of my head. Zero, one, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start at 0, stop at 6, skip 2. It's ABC. Okay, that's right. F. Meow, 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 meow. Can I do this? I don't know. We're gonna try it. This might be nonsense. Ha 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 ha. And then starting at 1, ending at 6, skip 2 is digit. Can I do that? True. I hate this so much. Wait, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. What am I doing wrong? I'm not really asking chat. Ah. Ha 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 ha. Then we're going to use string upper on the whole string. Put it as this will be equal to. Actually, I don't think we have to do that. I think we could just do. Wait, I don't remember. Wait. No, we can't. Because strings are immutable. Yeah, we do need one. Pretty s is equal to clean s per return pretty s. Okay. Else. This is a part I don't really like. Because I don't want to write that. I don't really want to write that 6 times. Let me think about this. I don't know if I have to. My question I have for myself is if it gets to this line here, if this isn't true, I'm gonna be in trouble. I think I have to write it. I think I have to include it. Let me think. What if I don't do this? What if I don't use else? Right? I don't know if that'll work though. If this condition is true, go to the next step. But if it's not true, won't it just, it's probably gonna look for else. Do you need to have an else? Let's try it. Okay, it didn't pass. Invalid syntax. Oops. Forgot to define that. Oops. Oh, it does pass. Okay, well, whatever. That saves me a lot of redundancy. At least I don't have to write it over and over and over again. It works. Yeah. I still don't really like it though. I think it looks really ugly the way I solved this. Today I really am realizing I'm in over my head. Everything is too hard. I think everything is too hard. I don't know Big O. I don't know what. I know that there's like what is like the Zen. I know there's like the Zen, right? Like beautiful is better than ugly. Simple is better than complex. And then complex is better than complicated. But I don't know like how to make things prettier. Whatever. I take it, whatever. The rest of this lesson is a bit technical and not required knowledge for the remaining lessons. More about objects. As you learn more about Python, you will encounter more classes than just strings and lists. Others which you are likely to find useful are file objects, sets, and dictionaries. They all have many useful methods. You can ask Python for all of the methods of a given object using the dir function. The method of a string, note that starts with is one of the outputs. Or the methods of a string. So we could do print, or we could just do dir, what is it? Of the object. Add class contains delta del actor, delete attribute, probably. Other things. Looking at the properties of an object is called introspection. Everything in Python is allowed to have methods. X equals 42, the methods and data attributes of an int. Print dir x includes bit length. Print x dot bit length, and it's a method of int. It tells you something. It tells you 6. Oh, I see. I guess maybe how many bits for the number 42? Or for the variable x, which has the value 42. I forgot to start my alarm. Oh no. I'm so bad at this. Oh no. Some of the entries in dir are actually member variables instead of methods. For example, int.denominator is a number and not a function. Technically, functions are objects in Python, so member functions are a special case of member variables. You can do introspection on modules too. If you import math and then call dir math, you get a list of everything in the math module, including the number pi and the function square root. Let's see if they're lying. Oh, they're not lying. Look. There's pi right over there, all the way over there. It's really small. Why objects? Why do we have methods like s.indexT instead of a simple function call like index s, t? That is to say, why do we have the object s and the method string index at all? The major advantage of objects becomes clearer as you start programming with more complex and varied types of data. Each type of object, i.e., the string class, represents both the underlying data being stored, a sequence of characters and its length, and the types of operations that can be performed on it, converting to uppercase or producing a substring. A more complex example are file objects. They represent the name of the file being opened, your current position in the file, and methods to read and write to them. You can even define your own data types. This general approach is called Object-Oriented Programming, OOP. Some of its benefits are organization. Everything from the math module can be accessed by math.name syntax, avoiding the potential for overriding existing variable names in your program. Encapsulation. Just like a program can work with several strings or several files at the same time, you can work with many distinct copies, instances, of the data type defined by any other class. Reuse. Once you've defined a data type, like string, or a library of methods, like math, you can reuse it over and over again, or give it to other people to use. Debugging. Earlier, we saw how writing a function prevents the need for having many copies of similar code, which makes debugging easier. Writing all functions associated with a data type in a single place, the class definition, has the same effect. Relations between classes. Python knows that the index method can mean one thing for a string and something else for a list. Likewise, not only can Python read and write files on your computer, but it can also read and write data on the internet. In both cases, character or list sequences and local or remote files, the related classes can be handled in a uniform way using the concept of inheritance. And the rest of CS circles will only be using objects and methods. You can learn more about creating your own classes later on. See the resources page. The next 3 lessons can be completed in any order, and they give a variety of challenges combining the topics from earlier lessons. So 15 has A, B, C. We're going to go with B first, just to be controversial. Also, I'm feeling weak, so I'm going to sit instead of standing. Give me a second to bring the table down. It's really loud when I do that all of a sudden, and I don't know why. I don't know how to fix it. Python push-ups. In this lesson, we give several medium-sized exercises combining tools learned in earlier lessons. 40 below in the winter. Wow, 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 wow. In this exercise, you will create a temperature converter, which will convert Fahrenheit values to Celsius and vice versa. You will need the following 2 formulas, which relate the temperature F in Fahrenheit to the temperature C in Celsius. The input will be a string consisting of a floating point number followed immediately by the letter F or C, such as 13.2C. You should convert to the other temperature scale and print the converted value in the same format. For example, If the input is AF, the output should be approximately negative 13.333C. If the input is 12.5C, then the output should be 54.5F. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna create a function that converts temperature between Fahrenheit and Celsius. We need to we're gonna get some input, and then with that input, we want to check if the last character in the string is C or F. If the input ends with C, meow, 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 meow. We want one formula. If the input ends in F, we want another formula. And then for that, we're gonna need to the we needed string that's numbers only, so we're going to I'll do it for C, then a copy for F. Let's see. Meow, meow, meow. Take the last character off the string and transform to float. Then you could just do the calculation. Calculate temperature in F. And then we want to make a new string. Create a result string that wait. Meow, 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 meow. Turn new temperature into a string. Can I do that in one step? Probably. That float to string and add F to the end. Then return result. And do the same thing for C. I think that makes sense. I think this is pretty straightforward. So let's go ahead and write it. Define temp converter T if T and -1 is C, we're going to do one set of things. Otherwise, no. Well, let's assume for argument's sake that they can only write like accurate input. They're not gonna try to trick us. For now. We want everything but the last character, and then we want to make it a float. Actually, can you do that? Let's see. If I do meow, starting at 0, voice cracking, ending at negative, ending before -1. Yes, that's what we want. T 0 to the last one, but we also want it to be float. And then we want to calculate the temperature in Fahrenheit. So Fahrenheit is equal to C. I wonder if I should do C instead of temp. Maybe temp C. And this should be a string. temp F is equal to temp C times 9/5. Oh, I have to be careful with parentheses here. Plus 32. It shouldn't matter because of PEMDAS for this one. I'll leave it alone. I will leave it like this for now. And then that gives us temp in Fahrenheit. And then what I want to do is make a new result string that takes that but it converts it back to a string. So string of temp F plus, we put an F on the end, and we're going to return result. And then we're going to do the same exact thing, but not exactly the same exact thing. Almost the same thing. Now we want to go from temp F to temp C. We're gonna have the same thing here. We're still gonna take everything but the last character in our T, but this is gonna change. We want temp F minus 32 with parentheses times 5/9. Oops. Oops. Can I put some parentheses? Do I hate it? I think I just hate it because it doesn't look clean. I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. And then we're gonna take the string of this temp C and add a C to it. Meow, meow. Let's try it. Let's give it a try. Okay, it doesn't work. That's fine. Did you forget to use print? Ah, they don't want me to return. They want me to print. It does say print. It does say print. I just didn't read that part. You should convert to the other temperature and print the converted value in the same format. That's fair. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Okay. Program printed no output. Did you forget to use print? Maybe. Why didn't it work? Ha 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 ha. Hey, hey, hey. Do they want me to ask for tea instead? I don't think it matters. Let's try it. They have a string. Temp is not defined. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll definitely do it. No output. I don't know what they want from me. I don't know what they want. I'm trying here. My time is up. I've run out of time. Input -9183F. Program executed without crashing. Program printed, no output. Did you forget to use print? Expected this correct output. -687944444C. Your output should consist of exactly one line. -91. Wait, can I not do that? Meow, meow, meow. -9183F. They're just asking me to call it. Maybe they are because they didn't tell me what to call it. So maybe. Okay. I was panicking for a little. I was sweating there. Like, what the F is wrong? Why didn't it work? It does work. Yeah. It works. So that's good. I think this looks ugly, but that's what they asked for. So, yay. Okay. And then tomorrow I'll work on a credit check and the other one. Also, I think obviously 1 hour is too little for practice. I should be doing more than 1 hour. But yeah, no buts. The truth is just that I think consistency is important too, right? So I'm just trying to get in the habit again, practicing every day. And then I'll build up to more time, you know? Maybe then we could try 2 hours again and then 3 hours. And then I think I want to get to 4 hours a day at least. Would be really good for my goals, which is to I can't say hack the government, even though I'm joking. If I keep saying that, I'm gonna get in trouble. No, the real goal is to develop a skill. Oh, develop more skills so that I understand more deeply. Also, let me see if I can find it. I did save a quote the other day. Give me a second. Don't mind me while I'm just in prison briefly. I stole a quote the other day that I wanted to share. Meow, 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 meow. It's from an article. There's a couple of quotes. I'll read this one first. So this person said, by 2019, I had learned enough of the absolute basics of coding that I could hack and slash different snippets of janky code together in order to make a barely functional website or app. Meaning, I knew enough that I could copy different pieces of code taken from several different sources across the web in order to build a project. And I was able to build a custom Google Sheets invoice tool for my day job using the Stripe API and Google Apps script. While I was impressed with myself for getting to the level that I could duct tape the app together, the truth is I barely knew what any of that code was actually doing. Being able to copy-paste pieces of code together to create a working app had some value to me as a beginner, and it was an important milestone for me to reach in my learning journey, but afterward, I still didn't have the ability to understand what was happening on each line in the application. What that meant was that I had no idea how to troubleshoot the code when things would inevitably break. And even if I could eventually fix any potential bugs, I knew it would take an incredible amount of time to even begin to understand what went wrong in the code. After finishing that project, I knew I was still at a beginner level and was a long way from being good enough to work in a high-quality software engineering role at a top-level tech firm. So, I get a lot of pushback about like why I'm practicing tutorials or reading so much or trying whatever. Just like this random person on the internet, I too believe that I believe and I have done the whole copy and paste bits and pieces of code to make a thing work, right? And you get the euphoria of like, oh, this works, I like it. And now with generative AI, there's probably never been a time where this is more common, this approach, right? You say like, oh, I want to build a phone app. Claude, Claude, help me build a phone app. And then, it spits out all this code or whatever. But if you can vibe code a whole app, even if that is impressive, I'll take it. I'll say that's somewhat impressive. Yeah, I think it's impressive to be able to start things and finish things. But do you understand the code? Do you know what it does? If something breaks, will you be able to fix it? Well, then you might say, well, but we have AI now, so I'll just ask Claude to fix it. And you can do that, and you can do that, and you could do that for the obvious things. But yeah, I'm not looking to rush to build some product right away. I'm looking to learn a skill through practice and to be able to understand, and then later inevitably, because because the truth is that AI for coding, actually I don't know if it's true. Actually, don't quote me on this. The belief right now is that using AI for coding saves a lot of time. Now, that remains to be seen if that is actually the case in terms of production level code. I do think it saves certain people a lot of time, maybe, but there are other types of bottlenecks, and I don't know enough about the field to say for sure. But yeah, that was the first one I wanted to share. And then there's another quote from the same article. I also had to learn that mastery of any topic isn't achieved due to intense, infrequent bursts of hard work over a short amount of time, but instead due to consistency over a longer timeline. So a lot of things today will say like, how to become a developer in, in a week. in 2 months, in whatever short time frame, or how to be build something in some short amount of time or whatever. But yeah, mastery is different from just enough. And I think it's okay to just want to do just enough to like get by, or just enough to make you to like accomplish your goals or just enough to whatever. But I think it's also okay to, in this day and age, choose a different path. I think it's okay to learn a little bit deeper. And I like this one too, although I don't know how true it's gonna be anymore. Don't be a boilerplate programmer. Instead, build tools for users and other programmers. Take historical note of textile and steel industries. Do you want to build machines and tools, or do you want to operate those machines? And this is also sort of like the underrated secret hidden part that the industry and others aren't really telling you. If you lean too heavily on copy paste and AI, you will make a very good boilerplate programmer, because you'll be able to like copy and paste some boilerplate and staple it together. Potentially. Um, this is not really a conversation about AI. It's more about do you want to learn how to build a website? I think that's really different than, I don't know how to explain it. I think I sound really stupid when I say it, so I shouldn't say it, but I say it anyway. I think it's really different to be able to build a website while copying, pasting someone else's thing, and to be able to build, let's say, a tool that makes building websites easier. Or, I don't know, whatever. I don't feel like saying any more words. I just wanted to share some quotes that I found that made me feel a little bit better, because I don't know, I'm too sensitive. I just get a little bit of pushback and then I get so sensitive. Anyway, have a good day. I'll be back tomorrow with more of this.